Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Evan Wool, and to start this video, I would just like to ask, why do some relationships fail and do not work out? So in this video, I will share 3 things every relationship should start with in order to grow. Before we proceed, I would just like to give a shout out to my wonderful, lovely, and beautiful partner who just turned 8 years yesterday. Thank you for all the love and support. Going back, all of us has one thing in common. We have people and animals around us, and what we have with them is what we call relationship. A relationship can be in a group or 2 individual person having a mutual bond. A relationship is something special to have. It allows us to grow into different versions of ourselves and allows us to experience things we cannot do by ourselves. It allows us to share, to motivate, and express ourselves, and even impart values for the development of the people in the relationship. Relationship can even pull you up and fill your heart with love and affection, but it can also pull you down and drain every ounce of your being. And it all depends on what foundation the relationship was built upon. No matter what relationship, it should have at least these 3 foundations in order for it to be stable and to grow positively. I have encountered many relationships of good people with good personalities fail, and I also had relationships in the past that didn't work out because it didn't have the right foundations. And by using those relationships, I have listed down all the positive reasons why those relationships didn't work out, and I have narrowed them down into 3 for you guys. With these 3 foundations set up, you can grow any relationship positively with stability. Before we proceed, I would just like to clarify that I believe there are no bad relationships. It just lacks the right foundations. Because no matter how nice a house can be, if it was built with bad foundation, it will not last long. Now let's jump into these 3 foundations. And by the way, I'll be giving a bonus tip that can be handy in any relationship. So watch till the end so you will not miss out. Let's start with number 1, which is purpose. Before you get too deep or before the relationship gets serious, you should first know what's the purpose of the relationship. Ask the question, why do you want to be in a relationship? This will vary per person. It could be that you want to feel like you belong or be part of something, or you just want to feel the emptiness you feel inside, or even you just want to have a relationship to make the journey worthwhile. And in my case, I want to have a relationship with someone that will be by my side through ups and downs, someone I can depend on till the end, because I would also do the same for them. Going back, don't confuse purpose with reason. Some people want to have a relationship with someone just because of how they look and what they can provide. It could be to look cool and get something from the other person. In this case, the purpose of the relationship is to boost oneself and acquire something they desire, while the reason is because of how the other person looks and what they can provide. So it is best to know or identify the purpose on why you want to have a relationship with someone, or why someone wants to have a relationship with you. Because if the people in the relationship do not have a clear understanding on the purpose of the relationship, it can create complications along the way. It could be that one wants to have an intimate and lasting relationship, while the other just wants to have a short-term thing. Now let's jump into foundation number 2, which is clarity. For the second foundation, let's say you already have a relationship, and the people in the relationship have a clear understanding on what the purpose of the relationship is. The next thing you need to establish is clarity. The clarity that I'm talking about is what each person should do and what each shouldn't do. What this means is to know the limits of each person in order to know what to expect from each other. It could be the kind of support one can give, the limit of what each can tolerate, and the kind of communication each has and wants. This is to avoid the expectation that one has to carry mountains. It would be hard for the members of the relationship if they do not know or understand the capabilities of each other and what each wants. You might want or need them to give you time and presence, but because they don't know what you want, they give you a car or a house instead, which is not what you need. Clarity is important because it allows you to find the best route the relationship should take in order to get to the purpose you want for the relationship. I have encountered and experienced this a lot before. It creates conflicts whenever you don't know what the other person wants in certain situations. Either they just want to be hugged after an argument, or they want sweets or flowers. Remember, this depends per person and per relationship, so it's best to have clarity in the relationship. There might be many things that I haven't mentioned, but I think you get the point. Before we proceed, if you're currently not in a relationship, what kind of relationship do you want? And if you're currently in a relationship, what kind of relationship do you have, and how are you managing the relationship? I want to know and learn from you guys. So please leave a comment down below. For the third foundation, we all heard it, and we have different applications to it. What I'm talking about is commitment. Commitment can be applied in many parts of the relationship, and the most common is commitment not to cheat. But the commitment that I'm talking about is commitment to make the relationship work. This might sound easy, but it's not. Committing not to cheat might be hard, but committing to make a relationship work is another story. Committing not to cheat is just one of the many commitments you make in order to make a relationship work. Remember, each person has different attitudes and reacts differently in every situation. So it's expected to have conflicts and arguments in a relationship. This is because as you go along the journey, the more comfortable with each other you get. And the more comfortable you get, the traits and attitude that you try to hide slowly comes out unconsciously. For some, discovering these traits and attitudes is a blessing, but sometimes it's a nightmare. The commitment that I'm talking about is the commitment to commit to all the commitments in the relationship. Confusing? Like I said before, committing not to cheat is just one of the commitments you make in a relationship. A relationship could have the commitment to make sure no one goes to sleep angry or hungry, the commitment to make sure no one goes home alone, the commitment that one should not skip their meals, and the commitment to work hard to give the relationship the future it deserves, and also the commitment to have proper communication in different situations. Committing to make a relationship work requires solving issues and swallowing one's pride. It is not a must that the person who made a mistake should be the one to make the first move. You can make the first move, and after the issue has been resolved, you can talk and address what you want to happen and how each one should react in certain situations. This is where commitment to have a proper communication takes place. Relationship communication might be one of the future contents that I will be making. Let me know if there's certain topics you want me to cover regarding relationship. Let me know in the comments down below. Those were the 3 foundations a relationship should start with. Just a recap, the 3 foundations a relationship should start with is purpose, clarity, and commitment. I would just like to clarify that the foundations a relationship should have is not limited to those 3. There could be more depending on the people in the relationship. This can be applied to all kinds of relationship. There might be some adjustments that you make, but the concept is the same. Now, as promised, the bonus tip that I'm referring to is never do something you cannot commit to. What this means is don't do things you cannot maintain. For example, giving chocolates and flowers to your partner every month or even every time you meet is good, but it's not that good if you can't maintain it. What I mean is that in the first 3 months of your relationship, you always give your partner chocolates and flowers every time you meet, but stops after a few months. This is the reason why there were many people who were labeled as someone who is only good at the beginning. This is because they do things just to impress, and after a few months they stop because they cannot maintain it. It is good to do special things to your partner. Just make sure that you let them know what to expect and what you are capable of. And in my relationship, I told my partner that I cannot commit to giving her flowers regularly, but what I commit is that as long as I am able, I will accompany her to her destination and will be the one to fetch her so that she will not go home alone. You just have to set the right expectation and let them know your limitations. Do your best for your partner. Remember, doing something simple consistently is more appreciated than a glamorous gift yearly. Angat ang may alam. With this, I hope your relationship will move towards a more stable route. If you get value from this video, please share them to other people so that they can also upgrade their relationships, or they will know what to establish as they start their relationships. Please hit that like button and subscribe if you still haven't. That would really help to know if I would make more videos like this. Life can be hard, especially if you have unstable relationship around you. So let's help each other out in spreading the positive vibe. Keep safe and don't forget to wear your face mask. Thank you for watching. See you in my next video. Live inspired.